Hi guys, this is Team with Birdies. I'm back with another video for you today. Today I'll be talking about the European Birdies Frid II. That's what I have here. Finally gonna get around to doing a full detailed review on this bag. I've been using this bag in the winter. I actually cannot wait to use this year for 2024 for the spring and summertime. But I've been rocking my lower bag for the winter, and then when I got this, I've been rocking this bag. Kind of been back and forth with it, but I've used this bag enough to do a full review and give you guys my overall thoughts and what I think about this bag. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we got the close-up of the bag. Let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, first things first, we're going to go over the putter pocket. This bag retails for $400. Weight dimensions are in the description of the video. And we have the putter pocket at the top. It's a little different from most bags I've used. The flap opens up. Just a reminder, these are all YKK zippers. We got 500D on top, 1000D on the bottom. And the top flap has two snap buttons at the top here. It's got water resistant zippers all throughout the bag. If you open up the flap, you just see the inside of it. It's just one layer. It's not going to have extra layers because this bag does have an available rain fly. And inside there's plenty of web cover stitching to wrap around to cover the stitching of the individual panels that are connected together at the top of the flap here. Once you open the top, inside the whole entire bag is lined with 200D nylon material, and it's this mint color, mint green color. Behind here is a laptop sleeve with a felt liner. I personally don't care for this laptop sleeve in a disc golf bag because I personally will not want to carry a laptop around on the course. I think I would rather have this be used for something else. Currently I use it for my rain fly, but it's a nice felt material. I guess if you travel with it, do international travel or within the country, you can actually use it for your laptop if you want to use this bag for that purpose. In front of that, there's going to be another elasticated sleeve right here. This elasticated sleeve is going to house two putters. You can actually just press this back like here and just use the whole entire cavernous pocket for as many putters as you want. All right, 6 or 7. I believe you can hold 6 comfortably right at the top here. Back to that laptop sleeve, inside of it's got 2 snap buttons right here. These snap buttons mate with the snap on the top here of the bag. And what that will do is it will hold the flap in place, so that way it's not getting into your disc. So let me just do that really quick so you guys can kind of see how that looks. When this happens, there is going to be a little bit of, it's gonna pinch this zipper a little bit, so just keep that in mind. I don't know for long term if that's gonna be a problem, but I'm gonna find out. So I normally just kind of get really careful and not pinching this zipper too much so that it's not bent in that area at a pressure point, stress point. Moving on from there, the rest of the putter pocket has one pocket on this side, has another pocket on this side. They kind of open and fold as you please. If you want to use this as a cavernous pocket, you can. I usually put a mini in here. I tried to put a rangefinder, but my rangefinder is not small. It's kind of big, so I don't put my rangefinder in here. But if you have the Bushnell Edge, it will fit in here nicely. So that's the rest of the putter pocket. Moving down from there, there is a Molly system that runs all the way across on the side as well, on each side actually. And then there's a huge Velcro patch that runs across as well. Inside, behind this, there's a panel, elasticated, there's a plastic panel, and it does hold this in place, and it keeps the whole entire pocket like a box, and it gives it its rigidity. And moving down from there, there is the sleeve with the web wrapping that you see, but it matches the rest of the bag color. And then speaking of the color, this is Atlantis Teal is the name of this color if you're wondering what color this is. If I open this up right here, it gives you access to the main compartment. Underneath this flap, there is no foam in here or plastic. It's just The 500D on the outside and the 200D on the inside makes up a double layer. Inside of that, it's got a Velcro piece. That Velcro piece matches to the Velcro piece underneath the putter pocket. And of note, this sleeve right here does house 1 or 2 drivers, possibly 3 if you really want to jam it and if it gets loose. But you can actually put 2 putters in here as well. Inside the pocket, we have that same mint 200D liner here on the sides and the back. There's a little bit of cushion right here because this is my rain fly right now, but normally it doesn't have that there. And then at the bottom of the main compartment, right down here, is the 1000D Cordura. It's just single layer. It does have this foam rail system right here. This foam rail system is not hard at all. It's very soft. It's foam. It's got a little bit of plastic cover on the inside, like a plastic wrap on the inside of it, but it's soft. So the whole entire bottom is a soft bottom. That rail system is there just to keep the discs. It creates a 2-inch space between the rail and the back of the bag. When you put the disc in, that creates about a 1/4 inch space between the disc and the back of the bag. I don't know if the Frid I is set up like that, but I know the Frid II is. Moving down from there, we have 2 Molly straps right here, and then we have this 1000D at the bottom like I told you earlier, and the bottom is just a soft bottom. Moving to the sides of the bag, we have a long pocket, and then we have a side pocket that has a lot of rigidity. It's got like this foam, very hard foam piece that keeps the pocket really rigid. I believe in doing so, it also keeps the bag, the whole entire bag rigid, like it's like almost like a square sitting down. So when you set the bag down like that, it doesn't really flop over as much because these pockets are much more rigid. The long pockets, I really do like these pockets in terms of how sleek they look compared to the rest of the bag. The zipper does go all the way down, not all the way down to the bottom, but just far enough so you can open this pocket up. Inside the pocket, there's a neoprene pocket right here. It's got pencil holders and marker holders. It also has this elasticated 200D nylon material pocket. This is for the umbrella or a retriever or a stool. And then on the outside flap, you have a clamshell pocket that opens up and it covers down like that. Outside of that is a zipper pocket. You can put a dry bag in here or something small or hand warmers. It also has a Velcro piece right here. This Velcro piece is a 1x2. And again, the zippers are water resistant once again. Moving down from there, we have the same pocket I was talking about earlier. This is to hold your water bottles. It is multi-function pocket. It is a weird shape. It's wide in the back, but narrow in the front, so it creates this wedge shape. So you can't really hold as many discs in here as most other bags on the market, but it does function. It carries about 2 drivers and, 2 to 3 drivers and possibly 2 putters. It also has this little black elasticated flap right here. This black elasticated flap is to help keep the big water bottles in the back, and then it creates a little bit of space. So in the front of the pocket, towards the front of the pocket, you can keep extra towels, extra t-shirts, extra socks, or a smaller water bottle. This black elasticated strap, you can actually remove it completely, and then that way you can use the whole pocket to hold discs. It can hold up to a 32-ounce water bottle. I have not tried a 40-ounce water bottle. I don't think a 40-ounce would fit as nicely as a 32-ounce. The other side pocket, we have the similar setup with this pocket right here. Of note, this is the European Birdies logo. You don't see the logo in the front of the bag. It's very clean in the front. You just see one logo here, and then the Frid II logo on the other pocket. So those are the only logos on the whole entire bag. This long pocket runs exactly the same. However, inside here, this is a big neoprene pocket. It does not have the pencil holders on this side. It still has the clamshell pocket on this side here. Of note, all the stitching is very nice on this pocket. You got this webbing that wraps around all the extra stitching of the 200D nylon. So overall, the craftsmanship of this bag is actually has nice little touches around the bag. And then the rest of the pocket is just one big cavernous pocket. And then each one of these pockets has a Molly loop system as well on both sides. If you notice these little brown things, these are Molly accessories that I purchased off of Amazon, and I have connected them because this bag does not come with D-rings. I had to purchase this to to add D-rings to my bag so I can hook my towels and bag tags to the bag. Moving to the back of the bag here, we have a very nice haul loop here. It's a little short than most bags I've used. I really think they could have made it just a little bit taller, and I think it would be a lot easier for people with bigger hands to get their to loop through here to hold the bag. But I have small hands, so this works out perfectly fine for me, but it was just odd when I first got it. Of note, this haul loop is made of a much tighter weave material, like seatbelt material, and I believe they wrapped it one or two extra levels of wrap, so it's a little bit stiffer than most haul loops I've used. The straps themselves are not removable, however they are stitched on very nicely and securely with the Barnsdore stitching. This right here is seatbelt material that runs all the way across, and it's very wide. And they've done multiple stitchings. They have 3 points of extra stitching, 1, 2, 3, for this strap up top, and it's done the same on the other side. The haul loop is fed into the same bar here and stitched down along with these straps. The straps have a load lifter system at the top here. Right now I have it set to the way I like it, but this excess load lifting strap has its own strap to keep it in place so it doesn't dangle and fly everywhere. I really like that touch. The same on both sides. The straps themselves have a 3D mesh material that is very thick. It rivals pretty much pound bags and squatch bags, so they are very thick. It also has the same 3D mesh material at the bottom here. It's also very thick and very comfortable. And at the bottom here, it does not have this 1000D that wraps up. I think if it does, I don't know for long term, I'm going to use it long term and see what happens. But I think for long term, this might rip off because this is a stress point if this keeps rubbing on my lower back. So I think the 1000D, if they would just wrap it up and go up like about maybe ½ an inch, it would actually prevent long-term problems. But we'll see how that works out. The straps themselves also has a sternum strap that's made of the same webbing as you see throughout the whole entire bag, which is that seatbelt material. And one of the things I do like about this bag is that the straps have a really unique curvature. It already has kind of like, it curves out and then back and then out again. So it's like an S shape almost. Frid II also comes with excess straps keeper as well for the bottom part of the strap, this adjustable part. That's a really nice feature in my opinion. So yeah, so that's the overall exterior of the bag. Let's go ahead and load up and see how it looks. I've got the bag loaded up with what I've been carrying all winter. So starting from the top here, I have 5 putters in here, but you can see it's loose. Let me go ahead and lift it for you. So you can see it's loose here. You can definitely fit another putter up here if you really want to. So that's 6 putters right there. And you can get these discs in and out just fine. I do have a glitch at the top here, so it's gonna sit a little tighter, I think, than most setups. But yeah, so just to give you an idea. So what I've done is that after on the course, I actually started to like putting my 2 putting putters in this little sleeve right here with the elasticated piece here, because it keeps it away from my throwing putters and my upshot approach discs. So I actually like this feature a lot, and I think it would be nice. I think it's a small touch that other bags could possibly add, but it's an extra cost, obviously, to add an extra sleeve like that. But yeah, that's one of my favorite features about this putter pocket. I also love that it's huge and I can get in and out just like my lower bag or just any squatch bag I've used or the pound bags. It's easy to get putters in and out of this bag and out of this pocket. I also like the side pockets. It's a little tight. I think it's not as functional and not as comfortable to use as the Squatch Legend, but it's functional for me and my small hands. Like, I don't have issues getting in here and getting my mini out. Like, that's not an issue for me. So that's, and personally, I don't like to keep my wallet and keys out in the open like this, so I would not use these pockets for that. So for me, a mini or extra hand warmer in these pockets is perfectly fine for me. So yeah, so that's the putter pocket. You can hold 5 or 6 putters up here comfortably, so I like that a lot. The Molly system right here and the patches, this patch, it's really kind of hard to add anything that's bigger because it's a small strip of patches. Because if you try to add anything here, it kind of covers the Molly system and there's no Velcro here to attach your patch to. So it just kind of hangs in between this little strip right here. So like I'll show you an example here. Like this is a 1x2 and if I put it here, it'll work. But you can see like the bottom here, there's a Molly here, so then there's no Velcro for it to strap to, and the same goes for the top of the patch. So I think that's kind of like, you know, a hit or miss. Like, do you like it? You don't like it? It's kind of hard to say. Like, some people will hate it, I think, and some people would like it, or some people wouldn't care. Like, I personally don't really care. I like this clean look in front of the bag. And then, speaking of the Molly system, it was kind of a pain to put these in because when European Birdies put these loops in, it's really tight. Like, I think it needs to be loose for these Molly accessories to get attached to it. Like, it's really hard to put anything else in here unless you have like Molly bags that you can attach and loop the little strip in the back of the bag through these loops. But these loops are really tightly sewn on here, so I don't know if maybe European Birdies version of Molly accessories will work better, but these are Amazon basic ones, so maybe that's why I had a hard time putting it on. But yeah, just know that these were kind of a pain to put on, and you just got to know how to mess with them and how to orient them so that they fit nicely. Yeah, so speaking of which, there's my towel, and this is the D-ring that I attach, and this is a 360, so it can actually turn in different directions. Moving down from the main pocket, you can definitely fit, like I said, you can fit, there's a putter, here's a driver. So you can fit a putter and a driver in that pocket. And when you pull these out, it does impede with this a little bit. So just know that that's what's happening, or at least that's what I've discovered on the course. So I personally just leave it alone. I don't even use this pocket. So personally, I think it's kind of a waste of fabric right here. I think you should just leave it clean, and I'm okay with not having it. On my pound bags, I usually use the pocket here on the pound bag for score cards. We don't do that anymore, so again, I don't really use this main flap anymore because it just gets in the way when you're trying to pull these discs out. The main compartment right now, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Let's count it again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. I do carry a lot of mid-range and putters. I have a zone, I got 2 putters here, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 mid-range. So that's 6 mid-range putters right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fairway drivers, and these are all distance drivers. So if you don't carry this many combination of fairway drivers and mid-range and putters, you can definitely fit 20 in this main compartment, no problem. Plus the 5 up here, that's 25, possibly 6. If you really want to tie it up here, then that's 26. So you can carry 26 discs pretty comfortably with this bag if you're like a huge fan of carrying a lot of discs. I am not, so I'm okay with 17 down here plus 5. This is 22 for me. So this is like the perfect number for me, and I like to be able to put my hand in here and pull it out without issues. And that's one of the other things I like about this bag, is that getting disc out on the end is such a breeze compared to the other bags I've used, including my pound bags. So I really like how this bag is set up, where it's really open right here, and pulling discs in and out of this is just so much easier than most of the other bags that I've used. So that's something to keep in mind. The side pockets, we have a 32-ounce water bottle here, and it comes in and out, slides in and out pretty easy. Not an issue there. You can still put stuff in this pocket even with this water bottle here. Like for example, I can just stuff, there's my retriever that goes in there perfectly fine. And then I move my towel to the other side of the bag, and I have another D-ring that I attached over here. I move that over there. I can certainly And this is a full-size golf umbrella. I'm going to show you how that looks. There you go. In the umbrella pocket of the bag. And it is not going anywhere. Like, I think it will probably destroy my table before I can destroy this bag carrying the umbrella around. Of note, I do wish these pockets were a little bit taller, meaning that I wish these pockets would go up like probably another ½ inch or another inch up here. And the reason for that, let me show that to you in the next pocket here. The reason for that is because if I show you on this side, whenever I put my phone in here, let me get my phone so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. If I put my phone in here, you can see that this flap where the zipper is, I have to kind of like finagle it to cover. And it will cover the phone. Not a problem. Like, you can zip it up and everything. The issue is that when you go to get the phone out, you have to make sure you move this flap, and it's a little bit of work, to get the phone out. So either move this neoprene pocket down by ½ inch, or give more fabric so that this pocket goes up by ½ inch. So whichever way you do it, I think European Birdie needs to fix that on the next iteration of Frid. Okay? Because this is annoying to try and get your phone in and out, and I have to fight with this thing every single time. And I like putting my phone in this pocket. I don't like it anywhere else in the bag. Because if I do it here, what will happen is when I swing the bag, this phone's going to fly out. Otherwise, the rest of the bag is phenomenal. This pocket right here, it's a little small. You can fit a few things in here, but just know that, you know, you can't fit your phone in there. It just sticks out. I do like these patches. It's these Velcro patches. It's just the right size. In this pocket I'm demonstrating right now, I have my one Raptor in here. You can put 2 drivers in here, and you can see it works out just fine. So there you go. 2 drivers. Let's see if I can put, this is a savior and this is a hope. Let's see if I can put that in here. It's a tight, but it'll work. So just know that it's going to be tight to fit that in there. All right, but it'll work. So yeah, the pocket's not made like the some of the other bags where it's the same width in the back and the front, so you can carry way more discs, in my opinion. But again, I'm not one who carries a lot of discs, so I don't care. I don't use these side pockets for extra discs or anything like that. If I find a disc on the course while I'm playing, I do like to have the option to put it in here and not put it in with my other discs. So there you have it. All right, so it looks like to me in the front, to the side, to the back, side again, and back to the front. And yeah, so it's set up for me right now. Just of note, I am 5'1" female. I do not have broad shoulders. I'm pretty short. I like to wear my bags up high. I don't like it sagging on my back because I don't have a long torso. I think most males have a longer torso, so they feel weird if their bag is up on their chest and they got like half of their torso still hanging out. So I think that's the difference between how I wear my bags and how a lot of disc golfers who are mostly men wear their bags. But that's just to keep in mind. But that's what it looks like on a short person. So if you know anyone short, you know, it's gonna look like this. Of note, if you're a taller person, it's gonna look great on your back. It's not a big bag compared to like a Squatch Legend or an Octohaul. So it's gonna look just perfectly fine on your back, but it doesn't look too small, you know, like a Rufus or a Lure. So it's gonna look great. All right, so that's pretty much my overall review of the bag. My final conclusions, final thoughts is that it's not the most lightweight bag in its lineup, or I'm sorry, in its class, but it's not the heaviest either. It's just right in between. Although I have to say, for everything that goes on in this bag and everything they put in this bag, like the harder material or the stiffer material on the side here, it's still a pretty light bag comparatively to other bags in the same class. Its capacity is right on par with all bags in its class. It's a very stable bag. You've seen me messing with it. Yeah, it's a stable bag. It's not by any means like a bag that will tip over when you're trying to use it on the course. I think it functions really well at holding discs. I think it has the ability to hold more discs. If you go to this pocket, if you need to do field work, you can totally put more discs in here. So it can go up to 28, 30 discs pretty easily. Because right now I have 2 discs in here because I'm going to try these out before I decide what to keep in my main bag here. So that's what it's got going on right now. So this is a lot more disc than I normally carry. So overall it functions really well. It holds stuff very neatly. It's compact, even though it's not a compact bag. It can hold a lot of stuff that a normal touring bag could carry, but it's in a very like compact, neat looking form. I also think it functions really well at holding all the stuff that it can hold while being comfortable. And the reason why I say that is because I think this right here, this strap with the curvature that they've put in here, and that follow up with the rail system in the back here, it doesn't have a lot of sag at the bottom. So if I pick up the bag here, you can see there's very little sag down here. And I think it's because of that foam rail that holds the disc in a way where it keeps it from moving around, sloshing around, and from sagging down too much. There's also a little bit of space. So if I hold it up like this and I try to tap it, you don't hear the plastic much because there's a little bit of air and cushion really between the back panel and the disc. So when I wear it, I don't feel the discs as much. And I know some people were saying that the Frid I had kind of that problem, but I think European Birdies were doing an update between the Frid I and the Frid II. And this version, at least in my testing, it's not a lot of plastic up against my back. So I don't know what they've changed. I don't have the Frid I to compare to tell you guys, but that's my experience wearing this bag. Let's talk about some of the gripes that I had with this bag. My gripes were really just this pocket. I think if they just made this taller, I wouldn't complain as much if I didn't have to use this to put my phone in. Since I use this in all my bags, I do this. I use this elasticated pocket in here. This is where I house my phone for scorekeeping. Or just taking photos of the bag or anything, nature, whatever, while I'm on the course. So I would have loved if they just made this pocket taller. That's why I'm griping about it, is because I use that for my phone a lot, and we all do. So I wanted to point that out for you guys. The zippers are great. They are of high quality. The whole bag is of high quality. The stitching, when I first unboxed it, the stitch on the Velcro, it's not that it was loose, it's just that there's a lot of excess stitching that was kind of hanging around, and it doesn't cause any dysfunction to the bag. However, just know that I cleaned it up because I don't like seeing loose stitch. And it's not loose like coming off, it's just excess stitch from the sewing. But overall, I have not seen any loose materials or stitching of the bag since I started using it. So overall craftsmanship is of high quality. The materials are of premium quality as well, and the design of it, I have enjoyed wearing it comfortably. The other concern of mine is not really a gripe, it's a concern, is that this right here at the top with this stress point on this zipper right here, I think this should be addressed. I don't know how they're going to address it, but I feel like they should give it a little bit more room for it to bend versus it being so tight. And I know all European stuff are usually tight fitted. Everything, their clothes, their gear, everything. But I think if they would just loosen this up a little bit, you wouldn't have this tight stress point when I use the snap buttons to hold it down. So that's my other concern. Otherwise, my favorite things about the bags are this opening right here. I can get the discs in and out just no problem. The putter pocket is awesome. I love the side pockets here. It can hold some things on the side. It can be a little tricky if you have big hands, but in that case, I would just go to a different bag at that point. I love the feel of this bag. I love how it sits on my back. I love the rail, the foam rail, not the hard rail. There's no hard rails in this bag. That foam rail making the disc so that it doesn't move around. Like, it doesn't slosh around back and forth. It just stays in place so that when I put it on, I don't have the feel of the weight of the disc shifting around. So those are the few things that I like about the bag, is the opening, the putter pocket, the rail system, and the other thing is that these straps are amazing. Like, they're huge, and normally big straps like this kind of annoy me because I have such a narrow shoulders, but these straps are not like that. I don't know what they did, but they are phenomenal and they fit beautifully on my back, and I love it. I love how these straps fit on me, and it's so comfortable wearing this bag, and I've enjoyed wearing it. I've enjoyed using it. One thing I do want to point out is that when you are playing wet rounds, muddy rounds, rounds with a lot of moisture in the morning or dew or things like that, because this is a single layer on the bottom here, you will get moisture that will come through here a little bit. Not a lot, but it will come through, and it might bother some people. Whereas on my pound bag, it's double layer on the bottom. It's got a 500D on the outside, and then another 1000D on the outside, 500D on the inside of the pound bag. So you get 2 layers of Cordura. And so with the pound bags, you can throw it on the floor on a dewy morning, and you won't really have that moisture come through into your main compartment. Whereas this bag, you'll find that. But if you have a bag with the rail system, you won't see that either. So just keep that in mind about this bag. I personally don't, it doesn't really bother me as much. I just know that that's going to bother some people. I just like take it out, dry it up, and then dry my discs, and the bag will dry it up in the winter. So when I leave it inside. The other thing is that I take this flap right here and I wrap it and roll it up so that it wraps underneath the putter pocket, so then it kind of opens up and you see there's no flap back here to fight with. That's another feature that I like, whereas other bags where this has the foam piece on the inside, you really can't do that. And then I don't really use this pocket, so but it's there for you guys if you want to use it. The Molly system, I'm still questioning. I think until European Birdies comes out with their own Molly accessories, that's when I'll make more of conclusion about that. Because right now, I don't really think it's useful because it takes up so much space of all of this, and this could have been used for a bigger patch. And then this side could have been used with a bigger, like a taller pocket. So that way I'm not fighting with the foam being stuck in here. And then, or at least just take this away and leave this Molly system in the front. So until European Birdies comes out with their accessories, and you know, I'm not going to fully comment on whether I like that or not. But as of right now, having to buy D-rings accessory just to put on the bag, not really a fan of that. I think they should come with D-rings. I love this pocket. I love the ability to tuck the strap away and then use it to hold disc, and then use the strap to hold water bottles. I do love that. But overall, yeah, the footprint of the bag is a really nice feature, and it's just the right size for me. It's not too small and it's not too big. Whereas sometimes I find with my Lure, I'm running out of space and it's a little too small when I put it on, whereas this is just the right size for someone of my height and of shoulder length. All right, that is my overall review of the bag. It's a lot, I know, and I really have been enjoying using this bag. I am planning on using this for 2024 season for my disc golf tournaments and adventures, and I plan on traveling with this bag if I travel. So yeah, that's how much I love this bag. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, dimensions and weight are at the bottom of this, in the description of this video. There's also going to be links on where to get it if you're in the US, and then there's also going to be a link of where you can get it if you are in Europe. Other videos I have on the channel, this is I've compared this to my Pound Octothorpe. I've compared this to my Squatch Legend. It's actually my friend's bag, so that all the European players can see what they're getting themselves into with Squatch coming to Europe very soon here. Alright, so that is my conclusion. I hope you guys enjoy. Any questions or comments, please put it in the comment section below, and I will return them as soon as I can. Some of you have already messaged me in private through Instagram or or Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I'm okay with that. I will answer those there as well as soon as I can get to those. And then, as always, I appreciate you guys interacting with me and commenting and letting me know how I'm doing, and letting me know of things that you want to come. This is Ian with Birdies. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.